Hello, once again, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Israel Ogufeimi, your YouTuber and your smartphone graphic designer tutor. So, the design tutor, yeah. I'm glad to have you in today's video once again. Sorry, I'm having a little catarrh. Alright, guys. So, if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel before we proceed, please do that now. Click on the notification bell, subscribe, and tell people about this channel so that they can have access to it. The purpose of you subscribing is it will make YouTube give this video to many people as possible, also to grow this community, to grow this channel. That is the way you can help me. All right, so now I've make research about something and I want you to be aware of it. Though there are lots of videos out there, but I just realized that there are some little things that is missing in those videos that I want you to pay attention to. Watch the video, listen to everything from beginning to the end. So what is this video all about? Today's video we're going to be talking about measurement in PixelLab. Majorly we're talking about using our phone for assessing those digital skills. So as a graphic designer, there are limitations to using your phone. But nevertheless, we keep looking for ways to maneuver, ways to keep going until we get our own PC. That is the goal. The goal is to start small and become bigger, right? So how can you print your designs? How can you get your measurements on your PixelLab and you still print a larger design, banners, and it will comes out perfectly? How can you do that? There are ways to do that. Now, what you need to know is that I want you to know that PixelLab is measured in pixel. PixelLab is measured in pixel. It's also measured in inches. That's the ratio at the top. But nevertheless, in this video, we'll be dealing with that of pixel. So this is the pixel size, while this one is the ratio size. All right. So I'm a little bit fast so that the video will not be too long and boring. All right. So PixelLab is measured in pixel, and that is what we'll be looking at. So the question is, if a client should come to you, the client will not mention that this particular design is in pixel by pixel. It's going to tell you feet or inches. So you must know how to convert from other units to pixel, how to convert from inches to pixel, how to convert from feet to pixel, and the rest like that. So there's a way to do that. There's a easy way to do that, though it is calculations that's supposed to give you that, but with the help of Google, you can access that easily without stressing yourself. So let me quickly show us that on this place. So let's say, for example, you are to work on a design and the person should come to you and tell you that, okay, my design is the design is 4 by 3 size. Or let's say the design, for example, let's just pick a simple number. Let's say the design is 3 by 4. So in feet, and your PixelLab is measured in pixel. All right. So what you're going to do is that you just go to feet to pixel. You write it like this. So you're going to see different kind of side here. So I will advise you pick the first one. So pick feet to pixel. You have access to a calculator there. You have access to a calculator that you can use to convert. So it is, what is the number the other time? 3 by 4, right? So if it is 3 by 4, so what is 3 feet in pixel? 3 feet in pixel is 3,456. 3,456, right? So, and 4 feet in pixel is 4,608. So when you've gotten after you've gotten this, what you just need to do is go to PixelLab, and we'll come back to this. Let me quickly show us this again. So you go to PixelLab, then you insert where you're supposed to insert the pixel. So our width now is 4,608, and our height is 3,456. So this is 4 by 3. You understand? This is 4x3. So you mark it per. This is 4x3 size. And if it is 3 by 4, that means that 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, this one is going to give us 4, 6, 0, 8. This is 3 by 4. Now this is 3 by 4, and that is 4 by. So this is the size you're going to make use of in making the design. So when you put any designs here on this Canva, anything you put on this Canva, and then you save it, you understand, and you save it and you go and print it, it's going to be, if you're done saving it and then you get to printing press and you tell them that you want to print 3 by 4 feet, that is what they're going to insert after collecting the file from you, and it will come out perfectly. You understand? Perfectly. Doesn't mean that you use your phone that is going to have issue. No. So this is how to go about it. Now, another thing I want to let you know is that please don't mind the fact that I'm too rushed. I just want to reduce the length of the video. The length of the video, sorry. So now there are two patterns of designs. Is either in landscape or portrait. Landscape or portrait. Is either you have your design in landscape or portrait. You can get a single size to be in landscape and at the same time at portrait. It depends on what your client wants. It depends on what you want to do. So the particular design now that is 3 by 4 can also be same thing as 4 by 3. This one that is here now, it is the portrait aspect of 3 by 4. So this is the portrait. So if you want to get the landscape now, so and anytime you are making a design and the design is in portrait, you now want to convert it to landscape, you need to know that you need to rearrange. So if you are making use of, let's say for example, you are making use of the landscape aspect of this design now, you want to make use of the landscape of this design, you can see that it's different from the first one. So you need to rearrange everything and it will fit in. So if you are done making the design and then you want to go and print it, just tell them it is 4 by 3. It is no more 3 by 4. You understand? It is no more 3 by 4. It is now 4 by 3. So that is that about that. Now, we've discussed about how to convert. So you can also apply this method to other units. If something is in inches, you want to convert it to feet, just press inches to what? To that particular thing. So you will see different sites on how to do that. You input the number, you are good to go. Now, there are some information I want you to jot down. I didn't expect you to be listening or to watching this video without your jotter with you. Alright, now the first thing I want to tell you is that I already said that PixelLab is major in Pixel. That is the first note. You need to have it there in your notes. Now the next thing I want you to know is that the higher your Pixel, the higher the resolutions of your design. Let me say that again. Wow. Somebody say wow, wow. The higher your Pixel, the higher the quality of your design, which also the same thing as your resolution. All right. So if you want to get high quality design, go for high Pixel. This language is also is also the same thing applicable to that of photographer. Is applicable to photographers as we have it being applicable to graphic designers, is applicable to photographers. Photographers that have larger lens, they are going to have higher pixel, and when they have higher pixel, they are going to have high quality of image. So if you are a photographer and you want your pictures to be of high quality, go for cameras that have larger lens. That is just the simplicity and the simple explanation of what I'm saying. Now what I was trying to say the other time is that the higher your pixel, the higher your resolutions. So it does not have anything to do with your phone. The screen of your Android phone can be very small. You know, we have different phones with different screen size, right? So the screen of your phone can be very small. That will not determine the quality of your designs. No. What will determine the quality of your designs is the pixel, is not the screen size. So the screen of your phone can be small, but when you put the normal pixel that you're supposed to put, you're going to have high quality of designs. Now, before I show you some things, I want us to look at something here. There are some certain size that is constant for some papers, like A3, A2, A4, business card, all those things, they have constant size. So you just, as a person, you just have to know them. Or whenever you want to make design, go and make research about. So now, let's say, for example, I want to make a design on A3. I'll just come to Google and type A3 in pixel size. Why am I putting pixel? Because the app I'm using is in pixel. So to make the work easier, I will make use of pixel. Now, you will see the size in pixel here. You see the size in pixel here. Can you see that? So this is going to be our width. This is going to be our height. And that is going to be in portrait size. So if you want to convert it to landscape, this will be our width, right? This will be our height. So that is how to go about that. Now, if I want to make a design on A3, so always go for, anytime you're searching for design, a paper size or any size of anything, always go for the one that have this 300 dpi. That is a preferable resolution for your designs. All right. So now, if we want to go, let's say, for example, we want to make a design on A3. We have 3,508. Let's come here. We change the image size here. 3,508. Why this one is 4,961. This is A3 size. So anything you made on this design now and you save it, you have your A3. And this is portrait. So if you want to change it to landscape, you do that. Do you get what I'm saying at all? All right. So I want us to look at something here. Imagine you're given this design. Now I want to show us how we can save our designs to have high quality designs. Now we've talked about with the units of PixelLab, we've talked about different papers that we have. We talk about how to change the size, how to convert. Yes, we've talked about how to convert. You must have that in mind. And that's it. Now we want to look at how to save our designs to have a good quality. Now, this is a design made on PixelLab and you want to save it. If you want to save a design, always have it in mind that higher pixel produce higher resolution. Now, let's say, for example, let's start from here. You know, this thing is 1,280. Let me reduce the 0 at the back. And then let's press on OK and save the image. This is 128 plus 146. Now, initially, for some of us, the information we have earlier is that whenever you want to save, always come to this dimension here and then locate custom. Here you locate PNG, then that is the most highest quality of designs that you can have. It is a lie. All right, the highest quality of designs that you can have from PixelLab depends on the pixel. There are some pixel, like I already told you guys, this is what we call pixel. Those numbers that are here, there are some pixel that are higher than the ultra. So your custom, that means that the one you customize yourself, there's a way you can customize your pixel and it will be higher than your than the ultra that is on PixelLab. So if your custom is higher than the one that is on PixelLab, what is the essence of you using ultra? instead of it to use the custom. So now let's try this and see what will happen. Now we are leaving it at custom. We want to save it. What we are trying to look at now is the effect of pixel on design. If it is small, what will happen? If it is high, what will happen? Now we are starting with the smaller one. The design is saved. Now let's come back to this place again. Let's add the 0 back, and then let's try to save again. All right, now let's try to save a design using that methodology of applying ultra. Now let's click on custom, come to ultra, click here, come and click on PNG. Now let's save this one as well. We want to compare 3 designs together now. Let's see what will happen. Let's go to our gallery here and search for 3 of them. Now here are the 3 designs. The 3 designs. So here are the 3 designs. This is the first one with 128 plus 145, if I'm correct. You can see how blur the design is. You cannot even read it. Why? What is simply telling us is that the pixel is low. The pixel is low. Now let's look at the size. Let's look at the size of the design. There's no way your pixel will be high and the size is going to take on your phone will not be high. So when the size of a design is high on your phone, just know that it's because of the pixel that you use. So it's going to determine the quality of the design. Now we have 21.31 kilobytes. Let's check other designs. You can see this one, how clear it is. You can even zoom it. You can zoom it. Can you see? You can zoom it. Let's check this. This one is 600. This one is 682 kilobytes. Can you see that? 83 kilobytes. It's higher than the first one, and you can see that the quality is different from the first one. Now let's check this as well. This one is 3.02 megabytes. So the quality of this design, that the one we save with ultra, is better than the one we use the custom size. Are you confused? No, don't be confused. Now the size, the quality of the one we use ultra to save is better than, the quality is higher than the one we use custom size, which is 1000. Which is this one. So you as a person now, you want the quality to be higher than the ultra one. So what are you going to do? So I already told you that the best way to do that is to increase your pixel. So don't start with big numbers. How do you increase your pixel? You start increasing it with little numbers. So let's go to, this is 1280. Let's go to our calculator. What we want to do now is that we want to increase the pixel. All right. So that is 1280 multiplied by, let's multiply by 3. Okay, let's see, by 4. Let's multiply by 4. That is 5120. So let's go back here and put 5120. 5120. This one is 1450. 1450. Am I correct? Multiply by 4. That is 5800. 5800. So now let's try to save using this custom and see, maybe we're still going to have the same size of the one, the same quality with what we had before. Now let's compare it with the ultra. Let's compare with the one we saved with ultra. Come on. What kind of app is this now? All right, so let's try to check this now. You can see that this one now is, can you see it? This one is 4.64 MB. Why the one we save with Ultra is 3.02 MB. So automatically this one, the quality of this one is far better than this. This one is Ultra, while this one is using custom size by increasing the pixel. That's exactly what I'm saying, that using Ultra is not the best solution to get high quality design. There are some situations whereby you might not have any other alternative, but when you have alternative to increase your pixel, you increase it. All right. So what did I have to show us again? I have something I want to show us here, and that is how you can. This one is based on my experience. I make a design. I work on this design, and the size is 10 by 20. You can see that the content, the element on it is very small, right? But like I said, anytime you are making a design and you get your size, don't be afraid to work with that size. It might be small on your phone, but that is the best size. Don't try to manipulate it. Leave it that way and work on it. When you're done, save it and go and print. It will come out nice. But if you try to work around it and you try to increase it yourself, and you now go to the printing press and you mention the exact size, you might not be able to get it. It might affect your design. Now this is 10 by 20 size. The width is 20, the height is 10. So feet, there's no way I can save 10 by 20 feet on my phone. There are some phones that can do that, but my phone cannot do that. How did I know that? I will go to Google as usual. Let's convert feet to pixel. My client brought the job that it is 10 by 20. So what do I need to do? I need to convert it to what? To feet. So let's convert it to feet and see what we're going to have here. Yeah, we're already getting to the end of video. I believe you are learning. So now let's say 10. The size for 10 is 11,520. The size for pixel is 23. So I will just come to this place. That is what I did. I'm trying to tell you how I started the design. So my width is 23,040. My height is 11,520. Now, in a normal sense, this is the size for 10 by 20. Do you understand? This is 10 by 20. In landscape, it is in landscape now. 10 by 20 in landscape. Now, if you want to make this design, if I want to save this design now, it's not possible to save it. Now, let me click on save. You see what it's going to tell me. It's going to write something at the bottom there. It's not even writing anything this time around. But in the normal norms, you can see that it's not saving. It's because the size is too high. So what I'm going to do here to be able to save this design is that I will start breaking the pixel into two until I can save it. Because one of the things that is making it hard for me to save is because the content on the design is too much, and the design is heavy. So if it is just ordinary designs that have just only pictures and text, just one pictures or two pictures and text, it might save. But because the content on it is very high, it is difficult for it to be saved. So what I'm going to do is that I'll start dividing it. So the first thing here is 23,040. So I'll just go to my calculator here. 23,040 divided by 2. You have 11,520. 11,520 11,520, and the next one is 11,520 divided by 2. This one will give me 5,760. You can see that it's still the same, it's still working with the same range here. That is 2:1. So you are still correct. Whether you divide it by 2, you are still correct with the 10:20 size. Now, can I still divide this? Yes, I can still divide it. So since I can still divide it, what I will just do is I will divide this one again. I'll divide this again. That is going to give me, so when I divide this, I'm going to get, when I divided this, I have 2880. And when I try to divide this, I have 11,520. 520 divided by 2, 5,760. 5,760. Now let's press OK. That is the size. Let's try to save it and see what we're going to have here. So let's try to save what is there. This size that is here is a perfect size for 10:20. If you're done saving this design and then you now take it to your printing press where you want to print it, you don't need to start telling them story. It's still the same thing with 10:20. Do you understand what I'm saying? You are just trying to look for how you can reduce the pixels so that your phone can save it. It's still 10:20. Just follow the same pattern that I use here. Now we've saved that because we want to compare now. I will also use Ultra and PNG to save it again. We want to compare the two resolutions of Ultra and the normal pixel that I use. The one that is okay is the one we will go for. Now let's come back to the design here. Now here is the one that I use my custom. I use my normal pixel for. Let's see what is there. You can see that the design it's sharp and you can see it, right? Let's see. This is 5.33 MB. Let's see this one. Why this one is 4.46 MB. Automatically it means that this one resolution is better than this. You can see how blurred this is. Don't forget we use Ultra. So like I said, Ultra is not the best options to save your designs to get high quality. Your pixel can determine that. Your pixel can determine that. So guys, I believe you've learned something, and the purpose of this channel is to tell us more and more on how we can do things with our phones and get comfortable with it. So if you have any question, drop it in the comment sections. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye.